If you've ever been judged, shamed, or disrespected by someone who hides skeletons in their own closet, this story is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let me take you on the ride of one of the most brutally satisfying family revenge moments you'll ever hear. I was 14 when my life changed forever. I got pregnant. And not just with one baby, with twins. At 14, I didn't even know how to process my own emotions, let alone take care of two tiny human beings growing inside me. I was terrified. I was ashamed. I was drowning in judgment, from classmates, from adults, even from my own sister. But despite all that fear, I kept my babies. And today, I love them more than anything in the world. Still, I'd be lying if I said I didn't sometimes wish I'd had them later in life, when I was ready, when I wasn't just a scared child myself. Now, let me tell you about my sister. She's only 2 years older than me. You'd think she'd have been the one person who understood me, who stood by me, who helped me through those lonely nights. But no. Instead, she was my biggest tormentor. She and her friends mocked me, called me names, spread rumors at school. Imagine walking into the cafeteria pregnant at 14, already feeling like the world's biggest outcast, only to hear your own sister laughing with her friends about you. When my parents found out about the bullying, they punished her. No more friends over at the house. For months, she sulked. And yet, she never apologized. Not once. Fast forward a few years. My sister found religion. She became a devout Christian. Which, in itself, is fine, everyone has a right to their beliefs. But she didn't just find faith. She found a pedestal. Suddenly, she was holier than thou. She judged me constantly for being a teen mom. She'd drop snide comments in front of strangers like, if only some people waited until marriage, then she'd glance at me, smirking, making sure everyone knew I was the sinner in the room. And that's the cruel irony, she was hiding something far darker than my so-called sin. Because when she was 15, she had an abortion. Something she deeply regretted, but also something she refused to ever admit out loud. She buried it, while continuing to throw stones at me for carrying my pregnancy to term. The last straw came at a family gathering. Everyone was there, uncles, aunts, cousins. And my sister? She brought her brand new boyfriend. A very religious boyfriend. We were all sitting around the dinner table when she decided to take her usual shot at me. With this fake pious smile plastered on her face, she announced to everyone, well, at least I didn't have children at 14. Some people just can't wait until marriage. Her boyfriend turned and looked at me like I was trash. His lip curled. His eyes were cold, full of disgust. My cheeks burned. My heart pounded so hard I thought it might burst out of my chest. I sat there, every muscle in my body screaming, enough. Enough. And then? I snapped. My voice cut through the table like a knife. Since you want to bring up sins, how about we talk about the abortion you had at 15? The room froze. Forks clinked against plates. My sister's face drained of color. Tears welled in her eyes almost instantly. Her boyfriend's jaw dropped. The holier-than-thou mask shattered in front of everyone. She burst into sobs, excused herself from the table, and fled the room. The silence that followed was deafening. Later, my mom called me. She said she understood why I was angry, but that I'd gone too far. That I should apologize. That I shouldn't have aired out my sister's private business. But let me tell you something, for years, I was humiliated. Mocked. Judged. Branded as a sinner by the very person hiding her own skeletons. She could have kept her mouth shut. She could have let me live in peace. But she didn't. And when you play with fire, sometimes you get burned. My extended family? They called me harsh. They said I was cruel. But deep down, I know they saw the truth. They saw the hypocrisy. In that moment, I wasn't just clapping back. I was reclaiming years of dignity. I was standing up for the terrified 14-year-old version of myself who had been mocked by her own sister. My words may have hurt her, but they freed me. And as for her boyfriend? Let's just say his disgust wasn't directed at me anymore. Sometimes, revenge isn't about elaborate schemes or plotting for months. Sometimes, it's about one moment. One truth. One sentence that flips the script forever. Karma doesn't always whisper. Sometimes, it roars across a dinner table. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, do you think I went too far, or was it fair justice? And of course, subscribe for more real stories of betrayal, karma, and sweet, sweet revenge.